Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, and it's time for another reaction request. If you have a video that you would like me to react to, check the description below. There's a link that'll take you to a Google document with all of the relevant information. So today we're looking at another joshscorcher video. This time it's top 10 sexy female bosses. So we looked at the males before. This time it's the females. I figure with this one, I'll probably be able to better comment. But I mean, it's hard to make a list like this because there are so many games out there to draw from, and I mean, of course, there's also the fact that it's all subjective as hell. But ignoring that, there's just so much that could go on a list like this that you really don't know. No idea what he's going to include, but I'm eager to find out. So let's just go ahead and get this started. Here we go.
After tackling the weirdly sexy bosses and the male sexy bosses, it's only time that I dedicate a full boss list to the
Ivy's a good pick.
While the range of body types is undeniably less varied, there are countless examples of sexy females in gaming. The rules are pretty much the same as the last time we did this. How much fan service do they provide? How does their personality or backstory contribute? How much internet thirsts or apologists have they generated? And of course, how good is their boss battle? Also, like before, because I am a very biased man with very biased tastes when it comes to women, I had to greatly rely on my fellow writers to help me with this one.
You do realize that the writers picked a bunch of weird and or obscure entries to annoy you, right?
Okay, well, nothing wrong with that. So different sort of start than usual, like his presentation has changed. Like a new intro as well.
Okay, maybe this won't be so bad. I mean, it was easier than the last two lists. What are we starting with?
Well, I'll at least say it shouldn't be too shocking.
It's Phosphora, isn't it? Oh, of course it is. Why not? I mean, she's Lark Sheen without the personality turn-off. This electrifying
Kingdom
beauty
Hearts
made her heart skip a beat when she first made her appearance in Kid Icarus Uprising. Which
never mind.
That stage you fight her in is a massive rush of adrenaline.
Looks very Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I guess it's a similar art style.
Her power. What people remember her for.
I know nothing about Kid Icarus other than that he's in
Whether
Smash.
She makes fun of the goddess or flirts with the angel, that snark of hers is a real charm.
So you're basically squatting in this abandoned temple. Dignified, not squatting.
The battle with her is pretty good too, if not a bit short. All that build-up and you can beat her with a good bow or ranged weapon. At least her attacks are quick enough to keep you on your toes. And the developers knew she was going to be popular too, as she came to help you a couple of times later on, and even showed up as an assist trophy in Smash Bros.
Phosphora is a pretty basic example, but she does have enough thirst online where she easily makes this list. And it is kinda cute seeing her flirt with Pit, even if it was just to catch him off guard.
I don't know, I could see the sparks flying between them.
This is gonna be the whole list, huh?
Did you forget who our writers are? And who you're collabing with? Chaos Goblin lives!
Hi-Fi Rush! Yeah, it took a while for me to mention this game, huh? To be fair, I only played it recently, and I had a real fun time fighting to the beat. Won't be too long for it to appear on a list. As for who,
I mean, the art style's cool.
Korsica is the head of security for Vandalay Technologies, and no, I'm not going to try her accent. And she's also one of your eventual allies. But you have to convince her first.
I do like her look.
Though her being an antagonist definitely did her all the favors.
Man, you guys were horny when she hit Shy at the end of the second chapter. Stop asking for it to be you she hit.
Why is everyone on the internet so horny?
I mean, that's just any chat for you.
Anywho, Chai tells Korsica that the company she works for is...
Yeah, I don't even know if I've heard of this game. I mean, maybe before, but I never knew what it looked like.
With her in her office to negotiate. But it's Chai, so he just makes everything worse. The fight with Korsica is less a fight and more a reaction command minigame. Your goal isn't to beat her, but to avoid getting hit and tire her out. It's a rhythm game boss fight. in a hack and slash. But let's be fair, the game is both. After the fight, she joins you with an undone jacket and the ability to dress her up in any costume you want. Oh lord. The reason Korsica is here is more for her fight than her sex appeal. Don't get me wrong, she's great. Very entertaining character, but there are more popular options to consider. Still, she's the bar. We got some real beauties up ahead.
Who would have thought Viking could still look great without the giant water balloons?
It's the batons that do it. Metal Gear loves its fan service almost as much as its eerily prescient political overtones. Ever since the first Solid game, we've gotten a steady supply of guys and gals to satisfy just about everyone. Among them, none are quite more sexualized than Quiet. First introduced as an enemy to Snake, Quiet quickly becomes a key ally after being defeated. As the story progresses, she slowly warms up to him and becomes something of a love interest.
So, Beauty and the Beast, but you're the Beast.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is there to say about her, really? She leaves as little to the imagination as possible, is more than
Yeah.
and is more than capable of holding her own on the battlefield. She even saves your life at one point. And then you find out her backstory.
To make a long story short, her lungs were destroyed when she was set on fire. She was only able to survive thanks to a unique parasite that now inhabits her body. As a result, she now breathes through her skin. Wearing a regular amount of clothes would lead to her suffocating. Hence, the skimpy outfit.
Would that be
Makes sense, I guess.
Monster girl?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Quiet gets heat in more ways than one. She absorbs sunlight, she gets the boys hot and bothered, and the think pieces about her generate rage clicks. So what the heck is she doing so low?
Of course.
To be brutally honest, I'm not a huge fan of her design.
Blatantly fake gasp!
Yeah, call me a Puritan, but I honestly feel it's a bit much. Yes, I know it's explained in game and everything, but it's so silly and over the top that to me it becomes weirdly unsexy.
And while it's died down, the discourse over her back in the day was everywhere, and it got pretty obnoxious. You couldn't go to anything that so much as mentioned Metal Gear Solid 5 without seeing a dispute over
I've
it.
never heard of it
Actually,
before,
it just got to
so
the point where I was just like,
shows how out of the loop I am.
Wait a minute.
I say whip it. Whip it good.
So I did watch a
Imagine
bit of this
your
game back in the
father
day.
is
Watched
titular
like
king of the underworld.
someone
One
play
day you
it. I think
decide,
Ina.
screw this, I'm out of here, and start your journey to escape said underworld. But among the many obstacles along the way, you must confront the most terrifying foe of all. Your Dommy Mommy ex with a whip. And thus we have Megaera, one of the three Furies of Tartarus and Hades. Sometime before the game, she and Zag dated, and then broke it off for kind of vague reasons. They moved on with their lives until Zag tries to make a break for it. Then she's gotta try to whip him into shape. I love my writers.
I mean, conceptually it's good. I don't know if the design really does it for me,
adore
though.
our writers. I feed them all the cookies. And of course, she ain't coming quietly, as her boss fight has her running circles around you with whips, lunges, volleys, and fire! And, if needed, she's got reinforcements she could call on any time. But hey, the good news is after you beat her, you could get a second chance to romance her all over again. Or you could romance Grim Reaper Daddy Thanatos instead. Depends on your preference. I know which one I'm going for.
And of course, there's the thirst online. Oh, mama, I see the thirst online. And I get why there is. She's got an alluring skin tone, she clearly takes great care of her bod, and as for her voice...
You won't be getting out of here without a dance.
Okay, the voice does help.
Editors compared her voice to ASMR, and I definitely hear it. Pretty much everybody in this game sounds sexy. So yeah, it's not too hard to see where the thirst for her comes from. But she's not really my type.
You speak the blasphemia fluently.
Look, I can't beat around the bush. She's hella not my type. She's a depressing grump, and the whips are just... yeah. Plus, even though there isn't much tension between her and Zag, he admits it was his fault they broke up, and she doesn't totally resent him. She still keeps trying to kill him. Kinda makes you wonder if that second chance attempt is really worth it. Still, I recognize the attraction. While I'm not really into it, I won't shame those who are. So our winner for this list's most obvious game is Bayonetta. Come on down.
Is she a
I got nothing here. This game has
boss?
some bewitching bosses.
Well, I guess the boss from the game.
Well, we say that, but there isn't anyone beating the queen of sex appeal herself.
Yeah, she's really the only
But then she
character
has
from the game I
another
know.
Which rival that satisfies the boss condition.
But
Jeanne is Bayonetta's childhood friend who appears as a rival throughout the first game due to being brainwashed by Bayonetta's father, Baldur. The two fight 4 times throughout the game, with each fight getting more and more crazy as they continue. This culminates in a literal gravity-altering fight up the side of a skyscraper where the two duel one last time to free Jeanne from Baldur's control.
and this looks
On the
cool.
look side, Jeanne definitely holds her own, wearing a skin-tight red jumpsuit and fighting like Bayo really.
The problem
makes
is she
me
doesn't
relate
compare to
her as much
Bayonetta,
as her
though.
Umbral sister. Though if I had to pick my favorite design, it's her Bayo 2 design. While her short hair was great.
Okay, never mind.
Long hair combined
They-
with
they-
a simpler
they
but
fixed it.
sleeker red jumpsuit made her pretty slick. Then we have her Bayo 3 design, and
Oh,
yeah, I think we could stick to the Bayo 2 one.
yeah.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Jeanne is definitely a strong contender with plenty of people simping for her. Not just through her design, but through awesome boss fights as well.
The Trials of Mana remake really took the
Oh,
fan service to the next
I played
level.
this.
Not that the original was lacking in it, but
I mean,
the
it was
new
sprites,
art style
so
gave
it's
the
hard to
characters quite a glow up. And by
tell.
far the biggest receiver of it was Belladonna.
Right off the bat, Belladonna has
I don't
quite a
know
bit
if
going for her. She's got the
this
whole
game
sexy
made a big enough
Arabian
impression
voodoo
on me
thing
to
going on.
really-
But unlike Jasmine, she's actually legal.
To really have any characters make me believe she's hot,
Manipulative
but
as she is sexy.
I kinda
While
forgot
not
about her.
the main villain of Hawkeye and Riza's story, she's the one who manipulated the once benevolent king and is responsible for most of the threats they have to face. But don't worry, she's motivated
I remember
by
her now,
love
but-
and gets a genuinely sad death scene. So,
Yeah, I do
easy
remember
jumping
that.
off Vic for simps.
Shout out to Big Chungus29 for the donation. My stream demands you die.
God, I wish that was me.
That can be arranged.
Of course, all this is just the cover for her full splendor.
That may be the hottest geek I've ever laid eyes on.
Oh. And we're furry now.
Yeah, still hot.
Everything about her is an absolute feast for the furries. She has flowing hair, massive thigh gap, built-in eyeshadow, and makes no attempt to
Go
cover
back.
her, assets. During the fight, she's incredibly acrobatic and constantly makes suggestive poses. It sure is a good thing we can't see any more, otherwise the ESRB rating would have been way higher.
Oh, in Italian, Belladonna translates to beautiful lady. They knew what they were doing.
Oh, next you'll tell us she was designed by an actual furry, and that is exactly what happened. That explains everything. Oh, wow. A Shantae character on a sexy female bosses list?
I did play the first Shantae game. I want to play more.
Face. We said it before, we're saying it here, no big shock that Shantae would end up on a sexy
Well, I
boss
just need to
list.
find
It's
the
fan
time.
service wrapped in cute designs encased in fun platforming with belly dancing. It should be a bingo card, really. Last time we talked about Shantae in terms of sexy bosses, we discussed Roddy Types, who's definitely a knockout if you're not afraid of necrophilia, falling limbs, perhaps an eyeball coming out every once in a while.
I have no interest in dating regular girls.
Why is that?
My heart has been stolen by the beauties of the undead.
But in terms of conventional, in heavy, heavy quotation marks, sexiness,
Behold,
I mean, that'll
Giga
work.
Mermaid, queen of her kind, and a whopper of a catch. Normally a pretty chill fish lady, she's been mind-controlled by Techno Baron and chained up. Oh, wow, that's a lot of kinks already. We're gonna have to do some major platforming to free her from the binds. Because, yes, when I see an Amazon fish lady rampaging, my first thought is, hey, let's give her more free reign to smash us. Don't.
so yeah, you free her, and she decides to thank you by trying to zap you and fish slap you into oblivion. But you push her back a few times while staying alive yourself, and eventually you break the spell and expel
Yeah, I need to
her
play some of these
Techno
later
Baron's
games.
scheme of, kidnapping maidens and selling them as fake mermaids by having their lower halves swallowed by fish?
Okay.
Okay, back to the not creepy part. What makes Giga Mermaid so sexy? Okay, you really need me to spell this one out. She's like
No,
if
it's
She-Hulk was a
pretty
mermaid.
obvious.
Like an Amazon mermaid that's only wearing a shell bra. I am but a man who can see why that's hot. It's not exactly that deep.
Plus, I'm pretty sure Disney capitalized on the appeal for those. Of course, I'm pretty sure they unlocked a lot of things for people. It also doesn't hurt that the usual character designs for Shantae make her look really cute. So she doesn't have a whole lot character-wise, but the appeal is straightforward enough, so that's good enough here. Go, Gadget!
Sorry you had to see that.
And now that that mental image has been breathed into existence, let's talk Guilty Gear. Specifically, I want to talk about a boss from the second game in the Ixerd sub-series, Ixerd Revelator. Jacko Valentine, usually referred to by her first name Jacko, is one of the 3 servants to the Gear Maker alongside Raven and Eno. Her past is shrouded in mystery, unlike her need to wear her mask and inability to function without candy. Jacko already appeals with her skin-tight one-piece outfit that doesn't just have slits on her calves and forearms, but also down her chest, giving her a deep V-neck. She's also got long and wavy red hair, black and red heels that match her gloves, and if you manage to beat her, you'll get to see what she looks like without the mask.
Nice.
That is the face of a red-eyed angel.
Oh, and if you're into the bubbly type of anime girls, Jacko will have officially reached peak waifu material in your book. Whatever book of waifus that may be. Wink. No judgment here. Wink. Go check out the Kickstarter. Wink. Pre-order the book. Winkety wink.
Okay, that's a thing.
It's further heightened by what the internet has deemed the Jacko pose.
Oh yeah, I remember this being a thing.
Boss fight will have her bent all the way down while standing on her legs.
This was mean.
Don't act like you haven't scrolled TikTok for hours and end up watching videos of people replicating this pose. Everyone has done it.
I actually haven't.
Even
I think I just
begrudgingly so.
I think I've just seen Hololive Girls
Revelator, she
mention
how
it
does that
before.
song go again? Yeah, Jacko kicks like a maniac in battle, and she even has a prison weight on her left ankle that she can swing around. Up here into BDSM with extra concussions, she can even trap you inside of her weight and slam you into the ground. She comes equipped with her own little army of cute little flying minions that shoot lasers at you, as well as explosives that will occasionally show her,
What were we talking about?
Jacko Valentine is a solid boss who definitely delivers on that anime girl sex appeal. Funnily enough, as of Guilty Gear Strive, she's retroactively a GILF due to Arya's soul inhabiting her body.
Now, every time I try to talk to a girl, I'm like, yeah, you're cute, but you ain't Nana.
What really puts her over the edge, though, is that simple yet appealing crouching animation that made her an internet icon. She's probably the reason many people know about the Guilty Gear franchise at all. Which is sad.
What can I say? Except awesome rock on her, though.
Honey, you're not looking at vampire boobs again, are you?
No, darling.
Yeah, when you saw this video pop up in your notifications, you knew this one was coming.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village introduces us to Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, this one
10-foot tall,
kind of
400-pound woman
hard to
in a
deny.
1920s style getup, complete with high heels and rakishly angled hat. You first meet her when she's arguing with Heisenberg over your character's fate. Once you escape from Heisenberg's clutches, we're able to properly make her acquaintance after getting kidnapped by her bloodthirsty daughters.
Yeah, from the
Probably the reason I've seen multiple playthroughs of this game,
step on me,
despite
energy,
never playing it
condescending
myself.
to Heisenberg, calling him just a child. As far as physical appearance goes, if her prominent curves weren't enough to satisfy you, how about the fact that she towers over you by roughly double Ethan's height?
I've also never watched a playthrough of any other Resident Evil game.
May forget for a second that she also has a taste for human flesh. Then again, knowing the internet, they'd probably be into that too. Thanks, Twilight. No, not you! Oh, and if you thought that she was large and powerful in this form, well, you better not make her angry, Markipliers of the world, because she can get pretty murderous when provoked. After going full Wolverine and stabbing you in the stomach, she reveals her true form. A mutated dragon with a Demogorgon-shaped mouth and her body attached to its back, complete with tentacles. I know you're supposed to love people at their worst, but
looks like you're outside. Matches your inside.
You're not as hot now, but
I'd still hit it.
When her boss fight begins, you have to throw everything you've got at her, and you can easily get disoriented when she's chasing you outside of the castle and sending her vampire bats after you. Thankfully, she's still as boastful as ever, allowing you to shoot her in mid-air. Weaken her enough, and both of you will fall through the castle before she gets Thanos snapped out of existence.
Now, full disclosure, as conventionally attractive as she is, she doesn't really do it for me.
No, he's got a point.
I don't know, someone trying to kill me kinda kills the romance. I know others that are into that, but not me.
This whole list is bosses.
Eldritch Chimera transformation.
I mean, I guess some of them are like, most of them on the list are like people who become allies later.
Doing something for someone. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. And to her credit, she has really great lighting on her chest.
Are you sure you're not talking about Karlach now?
That is some really great lighting on her chest. Like, it's just this translucent. It really does. Oh man, that's just great. You'll never let me live that down, will you?
It's okay, honey. Karlach is best golden retriever girlfriend.
Honorable mentions. What do we got?
Rouge from Sonic. Copious
Okay.
amounts of internet thirst brought down by a single boss.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Camilla, Fire Emblem Fates. Ditto to Rouge.
Sylvanas from World of Warcraft. Roddy Top's Angry Dummy Mommy Edition.
Cloud of Darkness, Final Fantasy III. Laura Bailey just did her lust voice, and it's perfect.
Elizabeth. Arjabet. Elizabeth. I don't know how to say her name from Ninja Gaiden 2. I can see why this game inspired a lot of SFM projects.
Right and left, Atomic Heart. This game clearly has a pro-robosexual agenda. That's kind of hot.
Dark Queen from Battletoads. Is it worth all the pain to get to her? Probably not.
Is that like the final boss of Battletoads? Yeah, I don't think many people get there.
The Pokemon world.
Oh.
Home of beasties, ladies, and fellas of all shapes, sizes, and tastes. From cuddly ice mamas.
Oh, yeah, that is one of my favorites.
Daddies too.
I think, yeah, she convinced me to actually pick up Pokemon Shield.
For everyone.
But when it comes to boss fights, which lovely mistress of the Pokemon world truly stands above the rest in terms of character and beauty? Well, personally, feels only right that an absolute queen take the crown. Or, dare we say, a champion.
Okay, yeah, I've seen a lot of her. I mean, I don't think I've played a game of her in it before, but definitely a popular character.
Yep, once again, it's time to bow our heads in respect for the champion of Sinnoh, Cynthia. As well we should. She's the champ that promises a legitimate test of skill. Her team is well balanced in strength, variety, and strategy. As for what makes her sexy, well, let's count the ways. 1, 2, 3, all of them.
If her skills in the arena don't make it clear enough, her entire being oozes with allure and might. Her design off the bat is amazing. Along with a pretty face, she rocks the long, cute blonde hair with bangs in front of the face.
I think it's the hair mostly. That's a good hairstyle.
Sleek black pants, V-neck top, and a long jacket with puffy sleeves and trim, just to make her look a little bit more feminine. Yellow and black are a color scheme you don't really see that often, but with Cynthia, it creates an appeal that's a mix between mysterious, gothic beauty and step-on mommy energy.
Why do we have so many entries with that?
I mean, that's
to go into the full
kind of
logical reason, or should the main Scorpion sketch explain it?
For
so nobody here thinks power is
female
sexy.
enemies, a
One
list.
of you finds power sexy.
Like, that's what's going to happen,
Jokes
just naturally.
aside, all that creates a lovely package that exudes an alluring mystery and contributes to her most attractive trait. One little word. If power isn't your thing, that confidence is sexy at least. And Cynthia oozes it from head to toe. The skills and smarts to hold her own on the battlefield with a well-balanced team, a cool, even head, and genuine respect for her opponents, all wrapped up in a mysterious, alluring package. She didn't earn her title as the Sinnoh champion for nothing, and if/when you beat her, it feels like a genuine victory. And, of course, she's a good sport about it.
Of course, this isn't the last we see of her. She makes surprise appearances every now and then in future gens, the Gen 4 remakes, and we even supposedly meet one of her ancestors, Volo, in Legends Arceus. Dang, if they are related, they've got a fabulous bloodline. Either way, seeing Cynthia again doesn't feel like she's overstaying her welcome, thanks to everything we discussed. We'd go so far as to say that we Cynthia for Cynthia.
I'm the fiery Joker, and I didn't want to say it.
I'm Arma, and I absolutely wanted to say it. What would you do without me, babe?
Pray I never find out.
Okay, well, yeah, that was interesting. Like, I guess, does he not typically show himself in his videos anymore? Just uses the character?
Hey everyone, this is Josh. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video around. Please check out my other social media like my Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Check out my other channels such as Joshua Burner for reactions and other stuff, Dragon Fighter Gaming for tabletop, and Bob Equestria for cartoons. Consider checking below the video and donating to my Patreon, Streamlabs for my merchandise, or becoming a YouTube member. Thanks for watching.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was cool. Like, I guess for making a definitive list, this is probably okay. I mean, I don't think any of these characters would make my list. Mostly because none of these games really are games I deeply care about. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't played most of it. I mean, I played that Trials of Mana, but not a game that really stuck with me. And with Shantae, I was kind of explaining that, but I didn't want to talk over and I didn't want to pause. But I did play the first game. I meant to go deeper in the series. I was even considering bringing it to the channel at one point. But when I did the push for gaming a while back, I didn't get a lot of engagement on that. So that kind of discouraged me to put any more gaming stuff up. Yeah, I don't know. And also with the first game, I got like towards the end, and I was playing it on the Switch, and for whatever reason, it didn't save. Like, I think it's it's some way that the game works, because it's like some sort of the game obviously uses some sort of emulator to play the Switch version. And I think because I never actually exited the game, even though I had saved endgame, my data was lost. So I was like right before like the final level of that. So it just kind of, it's just an annoying thing. Like, I'm not going to play through the whole game again, because it's fiddly old Game Boy Color controls. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was, but like, I don't want to do it again. But yeah, Shantae is a series I'm definitely interested in, and I do want to play more of them, but I just haven't yet. The art style is great, and I can see why this makes the list. But yeah, and Lady D, I mean, she's great, but I don't know, I mean, I've never played that game, actually. I've just watched VTubers play it. So, like, it's a great design. I don't think that would make my personal list. I don't know what would, though. I mean, it would be difficult it would take some time to compile a list of 10 from games that I do care about. Yeah, definitely interesting. Josh presents stuff well, and I think, yeah, I think it made for an entertaining video. And I don't think I have much else to say. I hope you guys liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.